Welcome again to our series on a beautiful topic, the Queen of Parables. And we are really unraveling the mysteries. You know, these are open secrets and they are really being made bare in these short teachings. We've made them short so that you don't have to forget what you learned. You have a little chunk of truth to meditate upon throughout the day. And today, I would like to just bring us some of the summaries of the things we've done that I consider very, very important. We discussed about these soils. We've gone through the first, second, and third soils. We've not really exhausted the knowledge there. You may not know, but we haven't really. When we looked at the soil on the roadway, the pathway, we said it was under the power and attack of Satan himself. And we said that the tool that he used was a lack of understanding. A lack of understanding. And then we came to the next two soils. And we saw that the force of resistance was the flesh, who is the enemy inside, is an ally of Satan right within us. Our lower nature, our carnal desires, our base, our attitudes and hungers and desires. And then we went further to look at the third soil, which we saw was under the pressure of the world. The world came in. He was outside. He stepped in. So this, in the second soil, we saw the forces of internal corruption. And now we are looking at external pressures. And I would have loved to tidy up the works on the third soil. I will. But I'm prompted to talk to you about something very, very important. How do you weather through some of these storms? Whether they are inward or outward storms, you will be amazed that it's a very simple thing to do. So I'll ask you to kindly read with me James chapter 3. I hope you don't mind. Let's look at James. James chapter 3. Now you listen very, very carefully. Not many of you should presume to be teachers. Teachers are talkers, my brothers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly. Then he says, we all stumble in many ways. We err in many ways. If anyone is never at fault in what he says, that means if you don't have problems with your tongue, he says he is a perfect man, able to keep his whole body in check. Now that is something very interesting. The power of the tongue. He says if you are able to keep your tongue in check, you will keep your body in check. Simple. Now watch. He's going to illustrate that using two things. He says, when we put bits and brittles in the mouth of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. That's one. He uses the illustration of a horse, who is a clear picture of the carnal man, the man of the flesh, a person subject to the control of the lower nature, the man under the forces of the seed on rocky soil. And you say, how do we break loose and make that soil good again? Your tongue. Say, we put bit and bridle and we control all the restlessness, all the internal restlessness of the horse are brought into check by just cutting it. Have you ever thought of that? Your passions. You say, I'm hot-tempered, I am this one, I lost, I do this, I am jealous, I'm envious, I am this one, I indulge in this. And you're wondering, oh, what do I do? When will I be able to stop this and stop that? The list of the works of the flesh is inexhaustible. But the solution is single. Put the bit and brittle in the tongue. How do you do that? First of all, be careful what you say. Secondly, be careful what you say to yourself. The most powerful sermon you will ever hear in life is preached by you. No matter what I say, if you say, so, and so, all the anointing behind this message is finished. But if you say, wow, oh, this is touching me, this is useful to me, then the forces behind the truth capture your life. So we deal with internal restlessness by the tongue. Now, but that's not all. Or take sheep as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong wills, do you notice that? The impingement of the strong forces, cyclones, winds coming from the outside, these represent the thorn, the cares and worries, the deceitfulness of riches, the pressures of life coming on the ship of your life. James says, do you know that ship does not get capsized? It does not miss focus. It does not lose direction. Why? Just one small piece, the rudder. Oh, thank God for the rudder in our lives. That rudder of our tongues. Use it today. Speak. Tell yourself, I'm a new creation. I'm too much of a child of God to be brought down by the flesh. He that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. The same power that raised Jesus Christ from the dead is in me, and it is quickening my mortal body. And by that same spirit, I'm putting to death all the misdeeds of the lower nature. You say that and believe that, and you will deal with the forces that hinder the second and the third soil. Do it today. Now you know these things. Blessed are you if you do them. May the God of peace crush Satan under your feet. In Jesus' name, amen.